welcome back to my channel. My name is Nidhi and you're watching my series on how to become a cabin crew. Well, as we speak, we all know that the entire aviation industry is going through a lot of changes. And when I say that, I'm not just referring to the interview process or the recruitment process. I'm referring to how cabin crew have to wear face masks, how cabin crew have to wear protective gearing, how they have to wear gloves, and a lot of different things, that the way they have to, carry out their service and procedures. But I believe in this entire situation, one thing that has not changed is customer service. And I truly believe that with all these things in between customers and cabin crew, or in fact, for that matter of fact, all the frontliners out there, all the customer service providers who are out there interacting with customers, they not just have to provide customer service, but they have to provide excellent customer service at these points in time, because having a face mask can sometimes actually not allow you to connect with your customers the way you would like to. And this is what a lot of people have been telling me. But when I tell them, smile first, but people tell me, how to do that? I have a face mask on, the passengers can't even see my smile, the customers can't even see my smile. So I have a very important question for all of you here today. Do you truly think just because you have a face mask on, you cannot connect with your customers? Do you truly feel that just because we're not able to express our emotions through our facial expressions, we cannot provide that excellent customer service? And this is what I want to talk about in today's video. I want to share with you 10 tips for all the customer service providers out there, for all the people who are cabin crew or who want to become a cabin crew, or for all those people who are frontliners dealing with customers, passengers at any point in time. It is truly possible to provide excellent customer service even if you have a face mask on. Number 1, eye contact. Yes, even though you're wearing a face mask, customers can still see your eyes. And this is an extremely powerful tool that will allow you to have that effective communication that goes a long way in providing an excellent customer service. Just giving your customers undivided attention using your eyes will make them feel that you're there for them. But I'm not saying that you have to keep staring at them throughout the whole conversation. Maintaining an appropriate eye contact is very, very important, especially when a customer is talking to you. When they start the conversation is when you want to make sure you maintain an eye contact with them. When they're ending a conversation, you want to make sure you maintain an eye contact with them. Whenever during the conversation they're voicing out a concern, which is really, really important to them, make sure you look at them. And while you're communicating with them, when you're giving them an important message, when you're addressing their concern, make sure you look at them and not just look away. And that is the way to maintain that proper eye contact. Number 2. Yes. Even though you're wearing a face mask, does that mean that you cannot smile? You still can smile. The passengers or the customers might not be able to see your smile through the lips, but trust me, they can see the smile through your eyes. We all know the difference between the fake smile and the genuine smile, and I can't say this enough, because if you were to go through my Instagram posts, some of my YouTube videos, you will understand what is a genuine smile. When we genuinely smile, you can actually see a little bit of wrinkles by the side of our eyes. You can actually see the spark in the eyes when someone genuinely smiles. You can see that our cheeks are slightly raised when we genuinely smile. Now, it's very, very difficult for me to definitely show you what a fake smile is, because for some weird reason, I cannot do a fake smile. For me, my smile is very, very genuine. It comes from my heart and it shows in my eyes. And this is what you want to do for your customers as well. When you are interacting with them, even though they cannot see your lips, but they can see the sparkle in your eyes. They can see the smile through your other facial expressions, which are right here. So do that. Genuinely smile from your heart and show it in your eyes, and trust me, the customers can feel it. Number 3, gestures. Yes, gestures play a huge role when it comes to having that open communication. Just by maintaining some sort of open communication and using your hands wisely can really break the ice. Instead of just standing like this when you're talking to your customers, or just putting your hands behind you when you're talking to your customers, or just fidgeting with your hands when you're talking to your customers, just maintain a very neutral stance when you're talking to your customers. Just use your hands wisely. Just have an open palm gesture whenever you're communicating something to them. Or for that matter of fact, when they are saying something to you, you could always say, yes, sir, I truly understand, or yes, ma'am, I really understand what you mean. Or when you're giving some information, you could tell them, we are here for you. Do not worry, we will take care of this entire situation for you. So you see how I'm using my hands wisely to actually maintain that open communication. Number 4, using your body as a whole can be a great way to connect with your customers when you're providing that excellent customer service. You know, when we talk to our customers, just leaning in a little bit, and I know that we have to maintain social distancing, but just leaning in a little bit by 10 degrees would make you so much more approachable when a customer is talking to you. Trust me, just try this and you will see the difference. Instead of just standing straight like this, when a customer is actually talking to you or voicing out their concerns, just lean it a little bit, and then the customer will see that you're giving them the attention. You are genuinely interested in listening to them. Another effective way of doing that is just maybe tilting your head a little sideways. You would notice a lot of body language experts would say this, that, you know, whenever you're talking to someone and if you want to show an interest, just tilt your head a little sideways. Can you see the difference? If I just tilt my head a little sideways, that goes to show that I'm actually interested, genuinely interested in listening to you. So this is what you can do with your body overall when you're communicating with your customers. Number 5, even though they cannot see you, but they can hear you. And that is where comes the importance of the tone of voice that you use when you're talking to your customers. When they come onto the aircraft or when they come on to seek some sort of assistance with you, just have that great enthusiastic tone of voice, have that positive tone of voice, have that friendly tone of voice, and that will allow you to make that first great impression. And there might be times that, you know, some customers might be a bit more anxious than the others. Some customers might not be as enthusiastic and as positive. Now, these are the times when you would want to match their tone as well. For example, if someone is a little bit anxious, just lower your voice a little bit, you know, and just speak to them in a very understanding tone. Now, let me show you the difference. If I would want to be enthusiastic, I would say, good morning, ma'am, welcome aboard. But at the same time, if I want to have a bit of an understanding tone, I would say, yes, ma'am, I totally understand your concern. Can you see the difference in my tone of voice when I'm actually making that statement? So this is what I mean by actually communicating with your tone of voice when you're interacting with your customers. Number 6, choice of words. Yes, a very effective and important tool if used wisely in your communication and in your interaction with your customers can really go a long way in providing that excellent customer service. You know, just by telling your customers that you feel what they're going through or you understand what they are saying. You know, these are some of the key words that can actually help you establish that relationship, building that rapport when your customer is really, really angry. Or for example, if a customer is really happy and enthusiastic about something, just by sharing that happiness by telling them, you know, I'm so excited for you. I'm really happy to hear this. So choice of words play a really huge role when it comes to giving that excellent customer service when you're communicating with your customers. Number 7, clarity in communication is very, very important when it comes to customer service, and especially when someone is listening to you when you have a face mask on. Obviously, when we have a face mask on, the clarity becomes a little bit less because the communication gets a little bit hampered because of the mask. And that is why it's very, very important to actually structure your thought properly even before you actually start conveying a message. You would want the customer's attention. You would want to make sure that the message is conveyed. So, using the right stress, intonation, the fluency goes a long way when you're having that communication. So, for example, if I want to convey a message to my customer and I'm wearing a mask, if I were to talk like this, so don't worry, we'll take care of the situation. Everything is under control and we've figured out that the flight is not going to be delayed. Now, can you see that because of the pace of the speed of the talking, there is a high possibility, and especially with the mask on, my voice might not be very, very clear and the message might not be communicated clearly. But if I were to say the same thing, sir, I completely understand. Do not worry. Everything is under control and the situation is being taken care of. This itself will actually promote so much more clarity, and you wouldn't have to repeat information. Your customers will not be angry, and at the same time, you will be able to provide that excellent customer service that we're talking about. Number 8, Now, this is again one of my favorites. As important as it is to communicate or give information to your customers, it's equally important to spend some time listening to them. And when I say listening, it's really important to actively listen to them. A lot of times, we just want to jump into giving solutions. A lot of times, we just want to get over with the situation. But this is where the importance of truly listening to your customers come into the play. Listen to what their actual concern is. You know, sometimes when a customer comes and tells you that the flight is delayed and I don't know what's wrong with you people, why can't we take off on time? The concern could not necessarily be just the delay in the flight. The concern could possibly be that because of the delay, the customers might not be able to attend an important meeting. Or for that matter of fact, because of the delay in flight, they might not be able to attend an important function. Or because of the delay in flight, they might not be able to go ahead and meet their family in time. So that is what you want to truly do. You want to ask your customer, you want to talk to your customers even before you jump to giving solutions. So listen to them actively, understand their concerns, and then go about giving a solution. Number 9, learn to read the body language of your customers. Now, as important as it is to read your own body language and have that positive body language, it's equally important to read your customer's body language because they are also wearing a face mask. You might not be able to actually tell by looking at them whether they're smiling or whether they are upset or angry because you cannot really truly see their facial expressions. And that is where looking at the body language plays a huge part. Just by looking into the eyes of your customers, are they actually sparkly just because they're genuinely smiling or not towards you? Are they upset? If they're upset, they might have a bit of a frown and, their eyebrows would probably be a little lower. And at the same time, when you see someone standing in the line, if they're anxious, if they're fidgeting, or if they're moving their legs too much, then that could be a sign of being nervous. And that is where you could approach these customers by just reassuring them a little bit. And that is a great way to maintaining that excellent customer service. Because I truly believe excellent customer service does not mean that you have to attend to a situation to give an excellent customer service. An excellent customer service provider is the one that can anticipate the situations where they can become excellent service providers. And this is what I want to share with all of you today. Become that excellent customer service provider. Even before you attend to the customers, you can read what they would need. Number 10, maintaining social distancing. Well, believe it or not, actually, even though social distancing has come into the play because of the current situation, but giving your passengers a sense of personal space has been a very, very important aspect of communication when it comes to giving that excellent customer service. It's really, really important to actually not invade into the personal space of your customers. It is really important to give them that space to communicate. It is really important to stand at least 1 meter away from your customers. And I'm not saying it in the literal sense, because sometimes given the especially for cabin crew, sometimes it cannot be really possible given that, we have such limited space in the aisle and between the seats. But having that sense of personal space can go a long way in actually establishing that effective communication. So even though we have to do social distancing just because of the situation, I think it's a great opportunity to understand the concept of personal space when you are communicating with your customers. So this brings us to the end of the video, and I really hope this comes as a useful piece of information to all of you out there who are providing customer service and using verbal and non-verbal communication effectively provide that excellent customer service even though our faces are hidden behind face masks. So if you truly enjoyed the video, do like, share, and comment. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do press the notification bell for more video updates. And as I always say, everyone out there, stay handsome, stay pretty, and keep providing that excellent customer service. And I love you guys. Bye.